Hi Floppycatters, I thought it was a good time to give you a Charile update. We're outside early today because it's supposed to rain in like 20 minutes and he can't go outside after it rains because I have to put down more product for fleas and stuff. We had a horrible start to the year with fleas. We got his first flea on February 27th and I ended up talking to like a person who studies bugs at a university. I think it was UC Davis, and he was like, there's no way that you got a flea in Kansas City on February 27th. And I was like, well, I'm not lying. If you saw that like puff of stuff that came off of him, that's diatomaceous earth, which I've been putting on him every day. Anyway, as you know, if you followed us for some time, this is a massive silver maple and it attracts wildlife. And wildlife brings the fleas. So this year we did something a little bit different. The great recommendation from Pam Russell of Perfectly Holistic, she was like, why don't you ask the animal communicator that you use, see if she can talk possum, that supposedly was the flea bag, out of your yard. And all of that happened, and literally since that happened we haven't had an issue. Now, I did add diatomaceous earth around the perimeter, and I'm thinking I want to knock on wood for all of the talk about fleas. The perimeter, like, that's just something that everyone does, and it's a quote-unquote barrier. I don't know if it really works, but it doesn't harm anything, so we do that. I also put down these, like, EcoSmart granules, which are little pieces of corn that are infused with, I think, wintergreen and some other things that are all like safe and natural and all that kind of stuff. However, when I put them down, like I'll need to put them down tomorrow after it rains today, I'll wait like a couple hours because when you first put them down, it literally smells like gum. You know, like you're putting wintergreen gum in your mouth or something like that. And it can be a little too much for Charlie. So I have to wait like a couple hours before he can go outside just to let that kind of like dissipate. And I actually think that not only does that help keep fleas away, but I think it helps keep wildlife away. I don't think they like that smell either, which is good because the less wildlife we have, the less chances we have for fleas. I feel like I've made outside very boring for him because of all of the things I do for flea control. We don't have as much wildlife as we used to. I think yesterday he was honing in on something over here though, so there might be like chipmunks over there. He's not moving, so it must have a good scent. What do you think? Oh, there you go. Okay. Oh, big stretches. Thank you for the big stretches. That's a peppermint plant right there. Also for flea control. He got fluids yesterday, and a couple weeks ago he bit me while getting fluids, and I apparently must have, hurt him. I tend to give his fluids mid-back, like right there, which isn't as comfortable as up here. But I do it because I want the fluids to fall to his stomach, because one time when I was going out of town in March, I gave him fluids there and they fell to his leg, and then his leg was just like, humongous, and he was hissing and growling and upset. So it's kind of like, what's the trade-off here? Do I put him in the back here and they fall to the stomach, or do I put him here and they fall to his leg? So we did in the back yesterday again. It's the second time I've given him fluids since I got bitten, and my bite wound is looking really good too. I've got a little bit of a keloid over on that side, but that side's okay. Anyway, so he freaked out again yesterday and almost bit me. So I've got to figure out something else, because I've been putting a sock over his head, but he got that sock off of his face in like 0.5 seconds or something. It was very quick. And I literally stood there with my hands up as if he had a gun and I was, under arrest. And thankfully the needle was still in him, did not fall out. He didn't move. And so once he calmed down, I then scruffed him. And for those of you that don't know what scruffing is, you just grab the back of their neck and hold them like that, and you hold them steady. I scruffed him and he was fine the rest of the time. I don't like scruffing him, but I tell you what, getting bitten isn't a lot of fun. It's more like I have to take antibiotics, and then antibiotics kills my microbiome, and it allows me to keep my hand. I am very grateful for that, but I can't keep jeopardizing my microbiome. I ended up getting sick shortly afterwards, and I know it's because all my good fighting bacteria was gone from the antibiotics. And so then you might think, why give him fluids at all? I'm a huge proponent of fluids, and I actually just re-listened to an interview I did with Dr. Ruth Roberts about older cats and focus on kidney disease. But she said, you know, even if you have an older cat with no kidney markers, if you can give them fluids once a week, it's just a huge benefit to them, for them. And I would agree. He's great. A couple hours after fluids, a day after fluids, all that. He's fantastic. It's just that moment in time where he's poked that sucks the most. He's had a little bit of some nasal stuff going on this morning, so I gave him a homeopathic remedy. He's all morning, he's been like that kind of stuff, and I haven't heard him do it once since we've been outside. And I gave him the homeopathic remedy right before we went outside, so maybe it's working. You're itchy. Do you have any bubbles? No? Charlie gets little bubbles around his neck. I don't know how to describe them, but it tends to happen when he's histamine reacting to something. So that is why I asked if he had any bubbles. That I know he's having a histamine reaction when he has bubbles. Oh, there was the nose thing. Charlie and I have been working with a homeopath out of the UK. His name is Jeff Johnson, and he is a veterinary homeopath, but he also works with humans. And he has Charlie on a remedy called Sunflower, which is also Helia, Helia 30C. And we started that 2 or 3 weeks ago now. I've done some interviews on homeopathy on Floppycats that you can check out. But basically what it does is homeopathy addresses that there's the symptoms that a mammal has. I'm sure it would work with birds and reptiles too, but anyway, it addresses the symptoms. So like I would say that if I was talking to Jeff today, I would say Charlie's been, sneezing, but not really. It's like he's trying to expel more than sneezing. He just like that. And then rather than like saying Charlie has a cold, like you would say specifically what he is doing to show that kind of thing. And then that's how they figure out which remedy is needed. Long story short, this is, I think, our second remedy with him. And if you guys remember, I told you last year that Charlie got into something outside in August, and it completely changed, like how he stopped eating raw. He wouldn't touch it. He wouldn't eat gently cooked either. I had to get him back on canned. Since we started Helia, Charlie has puked up several parasites, and I took a picture of him, posted it on some of the human groups that I'm a part of. Speaking of parasites, here we go. You could get one from the grass. I said that they're like liver fluke eggs or something to that effect. It's been very rewarding to see that stuff come out, because all he's getting differently is the Helia. And to see like these tiny little sugar pills make that kind of a difference is remarkable, just remarkable. And I've known for a long time there's something off, something wrong. And so for these like suckers to come out was like remarkable and exciting, because it's rewarding to get those out of him. His appetite has increased ever since that's happened. And I'm thinking about trying to reintroduce gently cooked and or raw again, but I want to give this, we're not even done with Helia yet. We still have a little bit left to go. Dr. Johnson likes to keep him on it for like a month at least. So, and it's like twice a week for a month. And today is another dose actually. So we'll see how that goes. He's been under this azalea a lot, which is funny because it's where Trig used to be. Now Charlie sits under it. I do feel sorry for him because I don't think it's as exciting to be outside without Chiggy. And I also don't think it's as exciting to be outside because there isn't as much wildlife. I've made them very unattractive to our yard. Right, Will? I also try to keep my yard like super immaculate with like little to no debris so that it's not inviting for insects at all. Boo, it's supposed to rain. Are you gonna yeep when it's raining? Will, what do you think? He usually doesn't get to go outside this early. I wouldn't say Charlie's energy level it's like on and off, good and bad, as far as like aging and stuff. But I also wonder if it's just, the homeopathic remedies that he's going through, and he's like, don't talk about me like that. This is me always looking at black things in his fur. But he still will have like his random bouts where he like bursts through the yard, runs full speed around the yard, and then runs up the tree. Still does that. But look at all this stuff in your coat. Oh gosh, here we go. This is because I haven't given him his supplements yet today. I'm gonna give him his supplements outside. When he bows like that, he doesn't like, no, we're gonna finish this off. Thank you. All done. Thank you. So I'm approaching Charlie's kidney disease a lot differently than I have with Rags, Camus, Murphy, because I have learned so much from Pam of Perfectly Holistic, and then also from all of the interviews that I've done, and just having him on like a more species appropriate diet. Now he's not on that as much as I'd like him to be. He's you know, on canned and not on raw. Having him on all of that makes a big difference. And then also making sure that his body is optimally, that everything is working synergistically. A lot of the things like last year when all of this happened in August, whatever, you know, he got into, I ended up having recommendations like, oh, it's probably his kidney disease, he needs Serenia. And in the past, I would have pursued that route, and I did give him Serenia, and it made no difference at all. And so I was like, okay, that's not what his body needs. And I'm okay with Western meds like I was with the antibiotics for acute situations, but I don't want to use them forever. And he needs kidney support forever until he's, you know, on his way out. The only way to do that right now is through supplements, like the ones that I just gave him. His eyes look scratchy and itchy. I think it's pollen.com or pollen.org. They'll send you like daily reminders of how the pollen is that day. And I don't think I got my reminder today. I should have looked. Look at all the leaves on your freaking tail. Look at this. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Ridiculous. I will take the safari comb that I love and use that to comb those out. Just, oh my gosh. Ugh. Even though he's not doing it right now, he is pretty playful still. Like he wants to, oh my gosh. He wants to play at nighttime on the bed. And apparently right now, this is just a stick or whatever. Well, bye. Bye, Felicia. I'm gonna go get the comb and show you guys how I'm gonna get those out. It's not gonna be a pretty situation. He hates being combed. This is the safari comb. See how it has like the longer tines and stuff? So that will get all those out, but it won't be pretty. He does not enjoy it. He's never ever liked being groomed. He actually doesn't mind around his face and his mane, but this, oh, see how great that was? How many it got out? But now we're getting mad. Oh gosh. Okay. I'm so scared to get bitten now. It's ridiculous. Right here, Will. Get right there. So what I normally will do is get him up on one of these pillars, these weirdo pillars that I have in my backyard, and brush him off there. And you might be wondering, like, why do you even let him outside if he has all these problems? And it's because he loves it, you know? You just make sacrifices for those you love and what they love. Because I don't know how much time I have. Losing Trig was so violently rapid. And I don't know if I'll have Charlie tomorrow, you know? So if I can make him happy today by letting him out, I'm gonna do it. If it's gonna give us liver flukes that we have to get out later on, I'm gonna do it. He let me comb his mane right there. His eyes look actually pretty bad right now. I've been able to tell a lot from Charlie what's going on the inside from his eyes. So his eyes to me right now look like kind of toxic, if you will. And he just got a liver support supplement, so I assume that will go away. Charlie's body changes so rapidly. Those eyes will look a lot different in like, I don't know, 20, 30 minutes. See how mad his tail is? That's because I just finished getting off most of the leaves. I think he's just got a few more on his pantaloons. And watch, if I touch, see, we're already mad. Oh, there's one right there. I ended up holding him to get the rest out because there was quite a few on his belly area. All right, guys, I think that wraps it up. My random stream of consciousness, one of these just update videos that I used to do. I'm sure I left things out. I'm sure I said things that I didn't complete. So just ask me in the comments whatever it was that I might have forgotten. Boo, can we not lick the grass? For the love of God and all that's holy. Let's not lick the grass. I guess I did remember that. I wanted to say the one thing that I've kept consistent with this kidney cat is fluids, B12. fluids and B12, and he's also getting ozone in his fluids. So all of that I believe in and support. I just don't want to get into like the Serenia and the Mirataz and all of that kind of stuff unless it's our only option. I don't think Charlie can withstand fluids more than like once a week, because I did it like every 3 or 4 days when we were puking up liver flukes, just because I knew his body was processing a lot, and that made him pretty mad. So I don't know if he's a candidate to have fluids more than once a week, which means he might not last as long as others if we get to that point. I've learned so much from Charlie. So much. It's really been exhausting and incredibly rewarding. You say bye? You want to say bye? Okay, he's seen or found or whatever the chipmunk, because I just heard a loud chipmunk squeak. Woo! Like, I kind of don't want him smelling that. Oh god, now he's got more leaves on him. And then I wonder if the chipmunks will have fleas. I know, ongoing cycle. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you next time.